There's no point.
Safe, all right, we're live. We're live. We're live.
Only pretty good.
Yeah, that's not bad. Yeah, Matt's. Yeah, we'll wait. Well, hopefully a few people join.
Have we got anyone? Matt should be in the lobby at least, isn't it?
Yeah, you'd think so. Yeah. So it's Purnell, although he used to be solid, but yeah, lacking these days. Oh yeah, cool. Let us know in the chat if I can see we got a couple.
I mean, we've dropped off, to be fair. So
yeah, we have. Well, this is the first one in what, like 3 weeks, but
feels
yeah.
like every time we do one, there's an international break.
I know. Is this the last week before internationals? Is it?
Yeah, I think so.
All right.
That's the other thing with, like, we were just chatting before about injuries. Like people like Saka, for example, they could easily at home to Burnley just not play him and then be like, oh yeah, he's too injured for the squad, and then just not play him.
Yeah, well, obviously,
He gets a 2-week break off internationals. Yes, Matt, and yes, Alfie as well. First appearance on the pod.
yes, that'll. Yeah, set him up with a team, I reckon.
It's never too late to start.
All right, let me show my screen. We were just chatting a bit before. I'm gonna have to do. I think this could be interesting because I think I'm gonna have to do something drastic. Use is there as well. Yes, Use. Sound.
Yep.
Yes, son.
The unluckiest guy in fantasy, or unluckiest guy in everything. Nice to see.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know if you saw that team that went around on social, but it was obviously a guy who couldn't really have been playing that much because he had like.
Well, I don't know. There's a lot. If it's the one I'm thinking of, like a lot of the players in the team are like realistic shouts for that week. Like a whole team of injuries, yeah.
Yeah, basically, but a couple of them were like he had that Saki. Maybe he came off the bench. To be fair, he had Isaac, who's been injured for a while, in it.
Yeah.
To be fair though, yeah, he had Udaki and Romero in defense, so 2 -4s. I didn't know. That's one thing I didn't know about fantasy. I think it's just never happened before. But I thought if you get sent off, I thought it gets treated in the same way as like being subbed. So like once you're off the pitch, then the goals conceded don't count against you. But
they did they?
Well, no, they do. That's why Udike and Romero got -4 because they ended up with 4 goals conceded.
Yeah.
That's what I was saying. So I was like, because I was like, all right, well, at least he got sent off. Like, Romero got sent off at 1-0. Udike got sent off at 1-1. So they were on -2, which is like, all right, that's not too bad. Like, it's not great, but it's not too bad. And then they fucking conceded 2, went to -3, and then obviously conceded 2, like basically an injury time, fucking -4. So dry. Yeah, Usy's loving it. I was saying though, I mean the only like I was on 25 points before the Tottenham game, and then I've ended up on 21. I went backwards by 4 points and by about 200,000 places, which is fucking dry. But I suppose on the flip side, a lot of people had Romero.
What? But we were saying weeks ago, weren't we? Like he's a dodgy shout.
Yeah, he's a fucking liability. He's an absolute, especially he's a good player, but he's a fantasy liability because he's it's a walk-in fucking red card, that guy. And then I suppose Son didn't do anything as well. Like no one's really got Jackson anymore.
And now it's the knock-ons of all this for Son, isn't it? So if you've got Son and you've got Maddison and all your best defenders in that out, does his value come down a bit in terms of his like?
Well, people are I think what people are doing is everyone's taking out Maddison and probably those that didn't have Son putting him in, but Spurs.
Yeah,
the Wolves away, Villa at home, Man City away the next 3 games, and now you've got to think they've got no Romero, no Udike, no Van der Ven, whatever the fuck his name is, no Maddison.
Yeah,
like, are they? You know, and they've got some pretty tough fixtures. So
I think I've seen Richard. He's playing shit anyway.
Yeah, Richarlison's out.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, so they're gonna have like Eric Dyer at the back with I don't even know who the other centre back will be. You're gonna have Emerson. Yeah, basically they're a bit fucked. So I obviously wanted to get Son in, but now I'm like, I might as well wait until after that Man City game.
At least see how they're playing without all of those players. And if they're still playing well, then put them in. But right, Paj.
And like you see with Son, like he's sick, obviously, but Maddison's been feeding him.
Yeah.
And like before that, obviously Kane, like last season he didn't do much, but Kane was feeding him before that. But like if they haven't got anyone, he's not going to score goals on his own.
No, I don't know who they have to bring in. Well, we didn't know how long Maddison's out for. I think he'll probably be back after international.
I read earlier it's till Jan.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Did not know that.
And I read that earlier. And that's the thing. I was like,
I thought I saw people saying like, "Oh, Van de Ven's injury might only be like 3 weeks. Maddison might only be like a week or two." I didn't realize that.
Yeah, until Jan, and
well, that's their title hopes out. Well,
yeah, they are going to be a bit fat. And I was thinking he was going to fucking play this week, so I was like, oh, it looked like because he came back on after he did roll his ankle when no one was anywhere near him, which is obviously a bit worrying. But he came back on, and then they subbed him, and he almost looked a bit surprised. And I thought, well, they were down to 10 men.
Well, that's what I thought. It was because I thought, why take the risk with him when he's down to 10 men? He's the obvious person to take off, isn't it? Like an attacking mid, and he's a bit of a knock anyway.
Yeah, exactly. And then he was named in the England squad as well. So Southgate obviously thought he was all right, and he was on 75% chance of playing on fantasy until now, and now he's on. Expected back 14th of Jan.
Oh, bloody hell! Well, I was gonna say, when he was at Leicester, was it his ankle that was the problem then?
I think it was.
It's the same with like if he's there's a lot of players like that, like Wilshere. He always had ankle injuries. It's hard to like come back from consistently.
Yeah. We got a bit of track record of selling people who like just end up getting injured. Harvey Barnes got injured like his first game, and he's out for time. Fofana obviously like has barely played for Chelsea in about 2 years. We sold him for like 70 mil or whatever, and now Maddison. So maybe we know something that these fuckers don't. So I mean, like, and 21. Fucking hell, that must be the lowest.
32 is that average?
Was it average? Yeah. It's got to be the lowest score I've had in fantasy in a long time. And like, the only player who did anything was Bruno, which, funnily enough, was my only transfer. So at least I got that. It was otherwise I would have had.
That was like last minute as well, wasn't it?
Yeah, that was a last minute winner. Yeah, thank God. Thank God. Literally, otherwise I would have had. Yeah, I would have had like
10
fucking
points.
12 points or something. 10 points. Jesus Christ. Yeah, he's saying long. So let's have a look. I'll come on to. Yeah, I'm basically.
There's a lot to get through, innit? The games last week were crazy. And then, like, obviously all the.
Yeah, that's the thing. It's like, obviously, Burn got injured, had to come off before half time. Saliba. Yeah, Arsenal obviously conceded. Cash got injured and came off.
Yeah, did he play? I don't think he played last night, did he?
No, I think he'll be all right.
I think they said he's gonna. I think there's pictures of him in training and he just didn't play.
Yeah, he's not even flagged.
I saw a Stupinian came back last night and then got injured after 12 minutes and went off again.
Did he?
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's. I mean,
Haaland obviously was the big one, wasn't it?
And then Haaland came off. I mean, luckily again that Salah didn't actually. Well, not luckily. We probably could have done with the points, but Salah didn't do anything, so it didn't really matter in terms of captain.
Yeah.
But it's just a mad week. Like how, like literally, that's.
Like, and then after that, it was like, oh, anyone that's captain Salah is just going to get miles ahead, and then he did nothing as well. Who did they play? Was it Brentford? No, that's who they got this week, wasn't it?
No, who was it? Luton.
Oh yeah, they drew 1-1 to Luton, so that was mad as well.
Yeah,
and like Luton were like arguably the better team for a lot of the game.
Yeah, just like crazy week of fantasy. Paj saying transferred out Son and Maddison, managed to squeeze Salah in. So
if you can do that, then that's quality.
Yeah.
So that's -8 for you then, is it, Paj? Or I'm guessing
could just be a -4. I
probably may never change somewhere.
That's the other thing is that Oh no, we'll come on to what I've done this week in a second. Let's have a look at your team quickly.
Yeah, have a look at the standings in our the pod derby as well.
Yeah, oh, that's the wrong one. Yeah, so a pretty easy win for you. 7-4, which is max. I'm 9 points ahead of you, but obviously the weeks where I've beaten you have just been bigger wins. And yeah, I mean, again, luckily, at least I'd had a couple of good weeks before that one. And yeah, no one. I mean, 31's actually not a bad score for last week.
Yeah, I brought Maguire in, so that was actually worked out. That was my 1 free transfer, and then Trippier. That was the only difference. That was my 2 that did anything. Yeah. I had Gabriel. No, wait, did Gabriel play? No, yeah, I benched him. Yeah.
Not having Trippier is.
Oh, and Tsimikas didn't start either, did he? That was.
Oh yeah, Tsimikas didn't start, which obviously I think Pedro Porro, I think he got booked or whatever, and yeah,
he might be, apparently he's could be injured now as well. He hasn't trained this week either.
Mad. Yeah. Not having Trippier for so long has just been suicidal for me, to be fair. But Newcastle as well. I sent you a picture of their bench the other day in the Champions League. It was so weak. It was so weak. Like they've got. Let's have a let's have a look at their team quickly.
I bet a lot of players that are on this weren't even in the. But they're probably not even on FPL, is it?
Yeah, probably not.
Like Traff and that, yeah.
Obviously, Burns out, Botman's out, Target, Murphy.
Yeah.
Bruno Guimaraes now as a red. Oh, he's suspended.
Yeah.
Tonali obviously out for the season. Barnes, and then Isaac, and then apparently Wilson's unlikely as well tomorrow.
They said, that's one to watch out for actually, because a few people are saying, well, Gordon's obviously a good shout anyway, but they're saying that obviously if Wilson's out, then he'll be playing through the middle. So
I think Livramento is a shout at 4.3.
Yeah, definitely. It's between him and Hall, though, is a problem, isn't it? You don't know which one's going to play.
Yeah.
I think Livramento is a much better player, in my opinion, but
he
played well in the Champions League.
Well, they both started, didn't they, in the Champions League? Did they?
Yeah. But Livramento was playing like right wing for like half the game. So that's another thing to watch out for. He does like he had that good year at Southampton, didn't he, before he got injured, and he was a decent fantasy shout then.
Yeah. But yeah, before those injuries, like now looking at their team, you think Chelsea at home, United at home, they might actually.
Yeah, that's the thing. I was thinking about taking them out, but I was thinking, okay, yes, Chelsea, United on paper, like they're big teams, but they're at home, and both those teams have been pretty poor anyway. So
yeah, but that's the thing. It's like Tottenham and Newcastle are like the two informed, been two of the informed teams, but now their squads are fucked. So it's like, how do you judge them on their past form, or do you judge them on what their squad's actually looking like now, which is weak? Matt saying got a little incident in the head-to-head league. We'll have a look at that in a sec. Sloaner's here. Yes, Sloaner. Yeah, watch on catch up.
Yeah,
that's all right. Yeah, and then yeah.
So that, I mean, yeah.
I mean, the other players who did something in it were like Mbeumo, Bowen.
Yeah, Bowen's still on it.
I think Mbeumo got an assist. Bowen got a goal.
I don't think he returned anything in that game.
Mbeumo?
Yeah, in that West Ham game, I don't think he returned anything.
I'm pretty sure he did because Pernell
go back.
Hang on. Where's Pat? Yeah, he got an assist.
Oh, so that must have been a change because I looked at the time and it didn't say he had anything, so they must have.
Oh, is it? Yeah. Yeah, Pernell, just quickly on his team, he started Romero. He had Lascelles on the bench, who got 9. And he had Kabore, who got 8. So
I think there's quite a few decent benches about this week.
Yeah. So Matt said he won his game, is it? Reedy only got 9. Fucking hell.
How many minus did he take? Only 8.
-8. Yeah. I mean, literally, like, what a week, though. What a fucking week.
That team looks like a quality team as well, to be fair. Use beat Paj.
You beat Paj.
31 as well.
Trips, yeah. Matoma returned. Trips. Darwin should have fucking scored, shouldn't he?
Oh my god!
At least one sitter, maybe 2. One especially was shocking.
1 yard out, wasn't it? Yeah.
He's one of those. Yeah. If he keeps starting, the goals are going to come. But
they're definitely going to come eventually, and when they do, they'll probably be scoring a lot. But he needs to sort some shit out.
You had Lascelles on the bench as well. It's harsh. Lascelles a bit of a bargain.
Yeah, it's annoying because I would have brought him in, but then they said Botman was only going to be out over the international break, and then he hasn't actually played since. So if you had Lascelles the last couple of weeks, you would have done all right.
Yeah,
with this week as well.
Yeah. Paj -4.
I'm guessing. I reckon he brought Sabozlai in.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, I don't know what Liverpool are playing at, but they went on it at all against Luton.
Obviously, everyone.
To Toulouse.
Tsimikas was the most transferred in last week, wasn't he? And then didn't even start.
Yeah, and then I think the guy that's been playing left back in the Europa League has done all right, so he might not play again this week. So it's probably short-lived for Tsimikas. All the Liverpool fans hate him, like they say that he's the worst player in their squad.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
I had a feeling because they do still have like Gomez can play there as well, can't he? So
yeah, he played there. Yeah,
bit dodge. Who else have we got watching? Sloan, you did all right, mate. 28.
I lost with a score of 31. Fucking hell.
Oh, it was me, Matt B. Matt absolutely smashed me. Matt 37.
That's what he's saying. Yeah.
Matt did all right. Yeah, Bruno as well. Foden.
Yeah, the United fans have done all right this week.
Anana, which I don't know if that was your transfer, but fairs.
They did last night to Copenhagen.
Yeah, that is true. That is true. And who else? Sloaner, 28. Yeah, same as me, mate. So that's with a -4, but obviously he went down 3 points with the Spurs game.
Oh, yeah, Palmer, fair play.
Yeah, I think Sloaner's had Palmer for a while.
Yeah, he has, yeah.
Mate, Palmer...
At least a couple of weeks.
You were saying Nkunku might be back soonish, and that might affect Palmer.
Yeah, I mean... Yeah, it could be between him and Jackson.
Yeah, I think it's going to be hard to take him out. He's the only player in their team who's like who's on a bit of form. And I think again he's going to have to come in soon, man. Just at 5.1, it's crazy.
A bit better now as well.
5 mil on pens in a decent team, and he gets some chances in open play as well.
Yeah, I think the fixtures still aren't that great, but
they get good soon. Like they have a really nice run.
Well, that's quite good in a way because we'll probably see like how they're shaping up by then. So it will mean that everyone will probably make the same move, but at least it's like a guaranteed move at that point.
Yeah. Yeah, cool. I think that covers everyone who's tuned in. Let's have a look at the comments. You say, don't get me started on Dar. Who's Dar? VAR.
No, Darwin.
Oh, Darwin. Darwin.
He hates him. Well, he didn't hate him, but he winds him up a treat.
Jeremy Curtis. Yes, Jeremy. Hi, lads. I've 6.2 mil in the bank. Need to look at defenders. Any ideas? It's funny with defenders because you've got like Trips at 7, and obviously Trent as well. Like I said to you last week, he's not returning for that price at all. But he's still Trent though. But you've got those two, and then after that, there's just like a chasm. Yeah, it's like a huge gap to anyone else who's even worth getting.
Yeah, I would say get like a 4.5 who's got good fixtures in, and then save that rest of that money to boost somebody else up. Because I'm sure if you have a look at like total points.
Like Rye is doing really well. He's obviously gone in on Palace. He's got Anderson and Johnson, the Palace keeper.
Yeah.
Their fixtures are pretty nice still.
Yeah,
Everton,
Bournemouth.
Yeah, But it's, like I haven't seen any of them, so I don't know. But it's like, I mean, suppose with those fixtures you can't knock it. But
Yeah.
one thing I noticed on a bit of a side note, I swear the amount of teams who seem to play Liverpool and then City, or City and then Liverpool.
I know.
Is it like it's like
it's
it's fucking
well.
fixed or something? It's like everyone plays them back to back for some reason.
It does seem like that. It's like 4 teams will have a run of like crazy hard games, then it switches the other way. Like,
And then it's like it's always Liverpool and City back to back. Like they, I don't know. I don't know what it is. Obviously Walker is a shout in terms of a City player who starts every game, but
their fixtures, probably Arsenal have got the best fixtures of the big teams. So if you can afford Ben White, then I would probably say Saliba's probably he's 0.5 cheaper and nailed on to start.
Yeah, he's been.
Have a look at our fixtures. I think we got Burnley this week, but then
you got a nice little run.
Yeah,
Burnley, Brentford, Wolves, Luton. Yeah,
and a few hard ones, but a cheeky one for Arsenal. Well, actually, no, it's not guaranteed. But that Kivior 4.3 centre back who rotates with Gabriel. It seems like Gabriel's playing Champions League and the like tough away games, and then Kivior plays the like easier home games like Burnley this week. But it's not guaranteed. If you've got the money, just get Saliba, I would say.
Yeah, I mean he's been in my team since the start, and I'm just keeping him basically. He's like a mainstay. But yeah, defense is slim pickings at the moment, man. It really is. And obviously, just because United have got Luton, even though, like you say, they conceded 4 against Copenhagen and they are pretty fucking shit. But Maguire, or now that Wan-Bissaka's back, I'd say.
You said Wan-Bissaka's good for bonus, isn't it?
He is, I think. He got 3 bonus the first game of the season when he was fit with an assist. Last week he got, obviously Bruno got 3, but he got 2. I think because he puts in so many tackles in that, doesn't he? And he probably gets a lot of ball. He is good for bonus, But Maguire, you've always got a chance of like a slab head goal. So and Maguire is 2.2 cheaper.
The thing is, if he makes a mistake, then it's bad for the whole team, not just him. So
right, we'll have a look at the league table at the end. Let me come on to my teams.
Yeah, let's go on to our teams,
So basically, I need to stop making early transfers. That's what I was saying to you before we went on.
You're at it, mate. Fiend for an early transfer.
I am. I've done it the last 2 or 3 years, partly because then, like, I mean, I wouldn't forget on a Friday these days anyway, but it used to be a risk that I'd forget or something. And then, obviously, beating price rises is like Nketiah. I put in Nketiah, he went up that night, so it's sort of like, it's partly that reason as well. But I did it, I think, on Sunday. So the only game left was Tottenham, and obviously that fucked me over because Udige is suspended for 3 games, Maddison's injured. You've just said Nketiah hasn't trained all week. He's still down a 75% chance on fantasy.
It's because Arteta's press conference was like, we'll have to see how they are today, which is like the standard thing he's been saying this season. But that usually in like usual circumstances, when it's about Saka, he usually plays. The only thing I would say is Trossard scored in midweek, and against Burnley, I think we can afford to play Trossard up front, or Havertz even.
That's great. Matt saying best right back in the world about Wan-Bissaka. I don't think Greg's watching live, mate, but I'm sure we'll have something to say about that. I know you two have had some heated debates about Wan-Bissaka. Joey, probably look at Arsenal. I'd say Arsenal or United if in terms of like this week, but maybe Arsenal's a bit more longer term. And then Trent. I was saying to you about Trent. He's playing inverted now, isn't it? And it's just like. I think it's a bit weird because he's like one of the best attacking fullbacks in the world.
One of the best crossers.
Exactly. One of the best crossers. So why are you...
The thing is, he's still putting balls in there, but now it's like the floated one to the back post, like be headed back across rather than something that you're going to score off of. So,
fantasy
wise, he's getting the pre-assist, but he's just not And obviously, like, they used to be really good for clean sheets, and they're just not anymore.
It's hard to justify 7.9 mil. It's pretty much impossible to justify. Yeah, and obviously Liverpool aren't keeping that many clean sheets anyway. And then I said this to you as well, innit? The Maguire, yeah, he could score, but he could easily score an OG as well. And the other thing that I'm slightly concerned with Maguire, I know he's sort of there. I guess you could say they're informed defender, but
that just says everything you need to know about how shit they are.
I know. But Martinez is obviously out for a while. Like, but it's just I don't know whether they could go with like I think Evans got injured as well, didn't he, in the Champions League?
Lindelof's the other one. I'm not sure if he's fit.
Yeah, they could go for Lindelof and Maguire, Lindelof and Varane. It could happen, and they could drop Maguire, but it's unlikely. Whereas Wan-Bissaka's, I'd say now that he's back, is probably absolutely guaranteed.
Right, so you got your goalie's looking all right. Saliba, Wan-Bissaka, that's fine. Cash, all good. So your mainly work is the fact that you've got two Arsenal that are uncertain, and then your bench, you've got no one coming on for them.
Yeah, and like I thought Maddison was going to be fit, so I was going to play. So I was obviously he was going to play. Now Semenyo's in there. Semenyo, he did get me those big 9 points.
Yeah, you didn't really want to be starting him against Newcastle.
He doesn't start, man. He's only started since the 4th game of the season. He's only started one game.
You've done one free transfer already. So anything you take now will be a...
No, I've done 2, so I've already taken a -4.
Well, who's the other one? Oh, Wan-Bissaka.
Yeah, for Udogie.
Yeah,
and then the other thing is like I sort of I planned ahead, so I could afford. So like it was like I could take Maddison out for. In fact, if I did this now, I could afford it. But by tomorrow,
what have you got in the bank?
I've got.
Might as well go on to transfers and have a little play around.
I've got 2.1.
Oh, nice.
But like what I was gonna do is Trippier in for Burn and Bowen in for Madders. Sorted. Yeah. And then I was going to leave it like that. And then I was going to put Son in for Bruno after they played Man City.
Yeah, nice. What's wrong with that?
Yeah, well, I've got, at the start of the week, I had money to do this with a bit left over. But since then, Bowen's gone up. Maddison's about to go down. Burn, basically, if Maddison goes down tomorrow, then before the game week closes, I can't do it.
Right, so week. I mean, I think -4 is going to be the average this week. So I wouldn't put you off spending -8 this week. I've only used one free transfer, but I am tempted to do a few more, knowing you can get away with it a bit.
That's what's put me. I mean, I wish I put Maguire in now, just because it would have given me that extra bit of money.
Yeah,
but
I mean. But even with that, would you still have to start Semenyo?
Nah, if I didn't bother with Trippier this week.
Actually, no, because then you can play 4-5-1.
Because I don't think Burn will go down overnight, but I think Maddison will. I had a little look earlier. So I could do that, play 4-5. Well, actually, yeah, it depends if Nketiah plays or not. You're right. If Nketiah doesn't play, then even then, Semenyo would still be would still play.
Yeah.
When are Arsenal playing?
Tomorrow, 3:00. I'd say it's unlike it wasn't a very strenuous game against Seville midweek. Like we had them on toast, so I wouldn't be surprised if it was pretty much the same team starts. Like Trossard, the same front three: Trossard, Martinelli, and I think Saka will play.
I think
because we haven't got anyone else that can play there really. The left-footed inside forward, because especially with Odegaard being injured as well.
Yeah, I know that. So basically, I was half thinking about using my free hit, which I know you want to save, but part of the reason for doing it would be because basically, I think what I've done is I messed up bringing in Nketiah anyway, because I had Alvarez, and like if he comes back in next week, that's fine. Like, that's not really a bad thing. And like, and Udogie would only have 2 games left of his ban after this, so like, really, Burn is actually more important to get out, because in theory I could just like bench Udogie for a couple of weeks, and then you'll still be all right.
Yeah.
And then at the moment, do you know? So Man City miss a game, didn't they?
Yeah, game week 19, is it?
18. So that's obviously Club World Cup.
Yeah, so that's obviously it's a bit annoying because it's before wild card, because you're obviously going to want City players for those 2 games before and after. So and you might want at least 2 players, maybe 3 City players. So you're going to have a good squad in order to accommodate that missed week, and then they double against. Is it Brentford?
Is that who I was wondering who it is?
You scroll right down to the bottom. It'll.
Oh right,
Yeah,
Brentford.
it hasn't been rearranged yet, but I think Matey Boy said that it's going to be rearranged for like game week, like early 20s, maybe even back to back against Brentford, where they've got them there in game week 23.
So the thing is, because this year there's no COVID like double game weeks, there's no games affected by COVID. We know that Man City already have a double at some point. So as long as that's going to be a prime Haaland triple captain probably.
Yeah.
And it's going to be fairly easy to plan ahead for that and get make sure you've got 3 Man City players. If I kept my second wild card, I could use that later in the season when otherwise you'd be using a free hit.
Yeah.
I'm just wondering, with a free hit, instead of taking, am I better off instead of taking a -8?
I mean, it is a good week for fixtures for free hit. Like, if I was going to do a free hit this week, I'd get 3 Arsenal that would get probably like maybe three Arsenal defenders, or at least 2 Arsenal defenders.
Maybe Martinelli and
Martinelli, Saliba, and
maybe Ben White.
Yeah, maybe White. Villa, I probably have 3 Villa, Watkins, Diaby, and Cash.
You got Brighton. I've got
you
Sheffield United. So you could have Ferguson or Matoma.
Oh, Brighton as well. Yeah, that's the other ones we forgot about. Yeah,
and then obviously United have got Luton.
I just got a feeling this week with all the injuries and like the fixture list piling up and everything else, and the bottom teams like Sheffield United got a win last week, Luton got a draw and played well. So I think some of the fixtures that like look like this originally, like a few weeks ago, this game week on paper looked like it was going to be like absolute thrashings, and now I'm thinking even Sheffield United against Brighton, like that could be a tighter game than it was originally. They looked right against Wolves, but yeah, there are on paper you could free hit if you've got a strong opinion on like 3 teams smashing it and just go all out and pick 3 players from each of them.
Yeah, so I'm just playing around quickly now.
Ferguson.
They went for
Ferguson.
Yeah. Like you can have a midfielder who's like the cheapest going.
You could afford Son, to be fair, for that if you wanted him in a free hit team.
Yeah, but I don't know because their teams.
I know, yeah. I'm just saying.
Who have they got? Wolves away. Wolves aren't bad this season.
No, they did lose to Sheffield United last week.
True.
But yeah, I think they're better at home.
Let's say
you could go Rashford as a differential. It's risky, isn't it? Because if you're going to use a free hit, it's like, do you make a team that's safe and maybe a good squad as well, just in case a couple of players that are uncertain? Actually, yeah, that's the point. Using free hit, you could still have Saka in, but then have a good bench. Whereas if he doesn't play,
you got someone,
you got like a Rashford coming on or something, or I don't know.
Yeah.
As long as they don't just, I think for Saka, it's he either starts or he doesn't play at all. I can't see him being a sub.
Look how much spare money I got with this team. Let's say I put if I had Watkins as well. Can I afford that?
Yeah. Watkins, Haaland, Matoma, Fernandez, Salah, Martin. Yeah, that's banging. I mean, yeah, if you were
if I played 4, no.
Yeah, 4-4-2.
4-4-2 or 3-4-3 and have like Gueye on the bench.
Ferguson, sorry, yeah.
Let's go for it. It's tempting, man. Yeah, otherwise I'm taking a -8. Like,
but I would say, like, for example, like Ferguson isn't 100% guaranteed to start. Who else have you got there? To be fair, actually, everyone else is pretty much guaranteed to start, but you've got no subs. Bulldog, Palm, yeah.
like at the moment, obviously, I don't know who started for Brighton in the Europa League.
I think it's usually João Pedro.
Because
Let me have a look.
what's his name? Is that Welbeck's injured? So that's one less option they've got.
Yeah, so either Ferguson or João Pedro, isn't it? Let's have a look. Brighton. It's nuts they beat Ajax back to back, isn't it? Although apparently Ajax are like actually rock bottom of the Dutch league.
Oh yeah, they're doing really shit. Yeah, I saw
that. Fatty as well. I forgot about him. A lot of people put that Adringa in as well. He seems to be getting a lot of minutes.
Yeah,
João Pedro started up front, so Ferguson pretty much
going to be Ferguson.
He could be huge this week. Sheffield United. I'm tempted myself.
How much would I spare have I got? 0.5. I think I'm very, 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 very tempted with this.
I mean, you can't see Burnley scoring against us. Like, we're pretty strong defensively, and they're shocking.
Yeah, and again with United, I know they're shit, but Luton at home, like, come on. Even if they might scrape a 1-0 or something, but
the players that you've got in from the good teams are on form. Like Martinelli's been on it. Bruno's the only one doing things for United.
Yeah, and then if Saka happens to not play, then that would be good because
like a double boost because you got people losing out and you're gaining.
Yeah,
potentially with Martinelli. Yeah.
And then obviously with a free hit, I think the main because I don't think that's what I mean. Like, if I've still got a wild card.
Yeah, like, it's the blank FA Cup weekend, isn't it, which could kill you.
Yeah, but you can sort of plan ahead for that a bit because if you obviously know who's left in it.
Yeah,
like you'll know in a bit in advance, a few weeks in advance.
Know quite far in advance. Yeah,
like
I'm just trying to think. Is there another time when it's usually a good time to play it? Like, yeah, I mean the only other double game week there's going to be is if there's like bad weather conditions.
Yeah,
that'll be like 1 week, and that usually doesn't affect the whole fixture list. It's just like a few teams.
Yeah, I think, like, ideally, I would keep it and not use it. But then I think of all the weeks, if like of being in terms of like sort of being forced into it a bit and actually being in a position where I could gain, because like you say, loads of people are going to take minus points this week.
I guess the other thing to consider is what's your team going to look like when it comes back after international break. So your team at the moment, is that actually stacking up for weeks to come?
So let me just screenshot this.
I was going to say, yeah.
So if I take out, so my original team before I made any transfers this week was obviously Alvarez and Udogie. Fuck's sake. So I think, like, in terms of next week, obviously I'd have to get as soon as the game week closes, I'd probably have to take a -4 and get Maddison and Burn out. Because they're obviously they're long-term injuries now. So like just get those two out, -4, and then next week I should definitely be able to field a solid 11. I'll end up with
that week's quite tough because you've got City, Liverpool. There's quite a lot of like the big teams are all playing each other or like are away. So that's quite a tricky week for everyone anyway, really.
West Ham have got Burnley away, and like Bowen keeps scoring away from home minutes, so I could get Bowen in for Madders, and then Burn. I could go for Maguire instead of Wan-Bissaka just to save some money, or I could go Wan-Bissaka. United got Everton away.
So with Bowen though, like I know he scores a lot, but I looked at his points and he doesn't really get many bonus or like it's usually the one goal, nothing else, and no bonus.
Yeah.
That someone like Martin, I know we're thinking about getting Martinelli anyway, but he's more likely to get bonus. Let me just have a look.
Yeah, but look at that though. He's only not returned. He's returned. He's had he's not had many huge scores, but there's not many blanks.
Yeah,
and also fixtures. Okay, they've got Forest at home this week, so I'd be tempted to actually get him in my team for this week. But then Burnley, Palace, Fulham, Wolves. Like they've still got a nice run up until Christmas. But yeah, and then obviously like Villa, they've still got. Okay, they got Spurs away next week, but then Bournemouth the week after that. So it's not a disaster if I keep those for a couple more weeks. United, Everton away. Yeah, obviously you'd have Alvarez and Haaland against Liverpool, which is not ideal, but at least they're at home. And Liverpool's defense is a bit shaky. Yeah, the more I think about it, the more I'm convincing myself to do it. Basically, fuck it.
I look forward to the meltdown a week after an international break. But nah, I see what you're saying. It's like in other seasons, like you want it for the best week to use it as a double game weekend where there's multiple games that are doubles.
Yeah.
But other than that, you're not going to need to use a free hit in a double game week that involves City because you're going to have at least 2 City anyway.
Yeah, we already know when the City have got one. That's going to be
because it's City. You're not really inclined to put any players in from the teams they're going to be playing against.
Exactly. Yeah, exactly. But yeah, if it's Brentford, then do you know what I mean? Maybe Tony will be back. Maybe you can throw Tony in or something. But yeah. Yeah, exactly. And then you could probably triple captain Haaland that week. So you've done that, and then what it would mean is that I would really have to hang on to my wild card. I'd have to for as long as possible. My second wild card.
Yeah,
I couldn't go rash with that. But yeah, all right, a lot to consider. Let's have a quick gander at yours. I know I spent quite a lot of time on that, but
yeah, my team's. Although now you've said all that, I'm quite tempted to have a gander at that myself. Let me just share screen.
I can't face having a fucking a -8 that might not even be a full 11. That's just like, or a -8 with an 11 that includes Semenyo. It's just like I'll 100% end up going backwards, and like because I'm still doing all right. I want to try and keep it going.
So mine, obviously, I didn't know about the Maddison situation, so that does change things for me. The one transfer I've made was Matoma in for Ward-Prowse. I just had enough of him. Like this is obviously going to be the week that he returns now because he's that sort of player that will return a haul like once every 4 weeks, and he just hasn't done anything the last 4 weeks. But yeah, to go Matoma at home to Sheffield United was the obvious replacement.
Basically, so there's no -4 or anything there.
No minus at the moment, but my worries are Gabriel potentially getting rotated for Kivior, obviously Saka, and now Maddison. I have got a bit of a bench, but then Tsimikas again might not start, and Porro, there's now question marks over him, even though it's not showing up on here. But I think if I was going to do a -4, have I got anything in the bank? I think I've got a little. Oh, not enough. I was going to do Maddison to Bruno, but I can't do that. And therefore I can't get any United attackers really, unless I wanted to get Højlund in for Woodrow and then a cheap midfielder in for Maddison.
Yeah, then there's a -8.
It is, but I'm just thinking, can I get Gordon? And probably not. Let's see because Højlund could be a cheeky differential.
Gordon might well play up front in it if Wilson ends up not playing.
Okay. Gordon
might end up playing up front. I know he played up front for a bit in the Arsenal game when he got the goal. Jeremy saying Leno or Edison this week. I think Man City of Chelsea they're not. I know they just scored 4 against Spurs, but it was against.
How long it took them to score a goal against them, for fuck's sake, against fucking. How many times did they fucking up that final ball? I would, definitely Edison.
Yeah, Fulham away to Villa. Yeah, I think I'd go for Ederson there.
5.4. Could get Palmer in.
Palmer, it's just that they're playing Man City.
Yeah, I wouldn't play him though. I'd be
He'd be on the bench. Yeah.
3, 4. Well, to be fair, this is the thing. This is why I fuck up sometimes. I spend money on transfers, and then it's like I could have just used my bench. But if I was going to do any, would probably be looking at this Palmer or.
Or if you just wanted to do one, you could just take Maddison out for.
Yeah, what can I do?
I know. Yeah, we touched on Bowen. Martinelli. Have you already got?
Martinelli, yeah, that's a shout. Yeah, 7.7 he is, so I could afford him, and they've got good fixtures coming up, so that is probably the most likely. Let's have a quick gander at who else is in that bracket.
Like I say, if I do, like I think if you just
Bowen,
everyone's got Son, but like I say, their team's fat and their fixtures.
I'm not worried about Son. Yeah,
yeah. Yeah. I mean,
what I want basically, other than Bruno, which is a bit annoying, but I'll probably go Bowen or Martinelli. That's the two obvious ones, isn't it? I think Diaby's still good for a few more weeks.
Yeah, he's still all right until
a couple of weeks. Yeah, he's one of those. I think what I'm thinking going forward is keep the squad good, because there is a lot of like fixtures where like Diaby's got a good fixture one week. I could try and pair him with someone that's like on a the different week has a better fixture, and then rotate them. This is the problem with only having two strikers, is that I'm constantly relying on 5 in midfield or 4 at the back.
Yeah,
but I think it is probably quite important to have a good squad still with the amount of injuries going on and suspensions and everything else.
Yeah. I think last week was just a freak week for the amount of injuries and suspensions in one game week.
Yeah, I mean, it does make sense. But again,
then you're all right. You've already taken a -4 and you've still got a pretty strong team.
Yeah, he hasn't returned much though, like points wise.
Yeah, but
this could be the game, couldn't it?
Yeah, he's looked good as well. Like I think
he could even be on pens with everyone else out.
Yeah. Or he might even play up front, is it? If Nketiah and Jesus is out.
Yeah, probably most likely Trossard, but it's got to be Martinelli.
You could get Havertz in, to be fair.
We should talk we should talk about captain, because at the moment I've got Matoma captain, which is
it's a big shout.
It's a big shout.
They could smash Sheffield United though.
I'll probably be boring and just end up going Haaland, just because it doesn't look like he's on a bit of form now, and he scored another couple in midweek, didn't he? So
yeah, I think with him as well, he scored 2 against United, and he's a bit better when they're not against a proper low block.
Yeah,
it's a bit more. He gets a few more chances, like when they're playing. If it's a bit more direct, I was going to go Salah though at home to Brentford.
Yeah, I wanted to do that leading up to this game like a couple of weeks ago, but they drew to Luton and lost to Toulouse. And the team they put out against Toulouse last night was actually decent. Like I think it was Diaz, Darwin. They started, and then Gakpo, Salah, and Szoboszlai all came on for the last 20. Wait, did they come back in the end or not? Did they get was it 3-2 or? Oh, that was it. Another VAR joke. I don't know if you saw
they
that.
They lost 3-2. I haven't seen the VAR, but
it was a handball that was a chest onto the arm about 5 minutes before in the build-up.
No, is it?
Not 5 minutes before, but you know what I mean. Like the rule's meant to be, it's only if the attackers handled it that.
Yeah. Oh, what, they went back for it?
Yeah.
No shit. Yeah. I'd be tempted to go for Martinelli if I was you, or Bowen potentially, but I don't think you're definitely not in fucking free hit territory or anything like that.
No.
Yeah, captain's a tough one because I could even go Bruno at home to Luton, but like I said, I can't trust him. Like, yeah,
it's going to be quite well split, I reckon. Captain this week. There's no standouts. Trippier even could be a shout.
Yeah,
Almost for absolute dog shit.
Yeah, true. I didn't have Trippier in that free hit team, but I probably should. It's a bit of a cover and
yeah, Gordon maybe.
Shit.
Gordon over Palmer maybe as well.
Yeah. All right, cool. All right, we've almost gone an hour there. I don't like. Can I have a quick look at transfers in? Let's have a quick look.
Yeah. See if everyone's of the same opinion. I imagine Nketiah is quite highly transferred in, but now it's obviously.
So everyone's jumping on Palace. So I'm just hoping that Palace aren't actually that good and they will concede even if their fixtures are all right.
I'm willing to risk that.
Saliba trips. Fucking you got trips in at like what 6.5?
6.5, yeah.
It's like crazy how much he's gone up. Doku, I mean, I think in the long run, like second half of the season, he's gonna have to go in. But
yeah, and the thing is, I can see it already that Grealish will play the Champions League games because he's like gives them that more like element of control, and Doku's just more explosive, like for Premier League.
Yeah,
I think he'll be pretty nailed on. 6.6 for a City attacker is like,
yeah, and obviously that last week was insane. What was it, a goal and 4 assists or something? I looked through loads of teams. He was selected by like 2%.
Yeah,
now 5.6. I looked through loads of teams like in our league, and Edrich was the only one I could find who had him. So fair play to Edrich.
Saw someone triple captained him.
Yeah, but you always get those fucking. Yeah, they're just starting a new team every week or something. Probably. Yeah, so Doku, Bowen's right up there. Gordon.
Yeah,
we're very interested to see Newcastle and Spurs over the next couple of weeks and see what they're like.
Have a look at Gordon. Just how many goals has he got this season? Has he?
He scored 4. He's had a couple of assists as well.
Yeah.
And one of them was obviously the 8-0.
His XG is pretty high for goal involved. Yeah, decent.
Yeah. And yeah, they've still got a pretty good run. Like, even those couple of tough games are at home. Yeah.
Will be interesting though without a proper number 9 how they get on.
Yeah, exactly.
Midfield injuries as well. They're a bit,
like I said, their bench. I advise people to have a look at that bench in the Champions League games. It was weak. Alvarez highly transferred in. I'm surprised by that.
Yeah, I think that's a lot of people took him. Yeah, I'll be keeping him in all season basically. I think.
Is it?
I think so. Yeah, he's just someone you can until I don't know when KDB's due back, but
that's the other thing about Nketiah as well. Obviously, he got that hat trick. I felt like I had to get him in. Like, well, it was good to get him in because save a load of money on Alvarez and like the fixtures were good. But a lot of Arsenal fans say he's not good enough in it, basically, and that and you've got other options. And like, I think even at the start of the season, I had him because Jesus was injured. Didn't he get dropped at one point? Like,
yeah, he didn't start the season very well considering he ended last season pretty good. He's just, I can see the thing is with him is he's a bit like Haaland in the sense he didn't really do anything all game. But most of our attacks come down the wing and there's just a cutback and he's always there. But it's like he does a few chances to score.
Yeah. So, yeah, that's the thing. If I didn't do that transfer, there's no way that I would have taken Alvarez out for him. Like, it's not a priority at all. So,
I do like the look of Ferguson this week. I think he could. Has he been? How many minutes does he play? Sort of. Does he starts games, doesn't he? But does he get the full 90?
No. In fact, I don't know if he came on or went off in these games, but a couple with 45, 80, 90.
Yeah, his XG is pretty low as well, actually. Very low for a striker.
Yeah, it was just that one game where he scored a hat trick.
It's interesting because Sheffield United are like, I think they're one of the worst at defending set pieces. So, well, yeah, maybe a Brighton centre back actually could be a shout as well for clean sheet and goal potential. Someone like Dunk.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think it'd be quite a tight week on. I don't think those games will be as clear cut as what they are on paper. Højlund is interesting because he's doing well in Champions League. It's only a matter of time before he starts.
Yeah.
Scoring in the
Luton at home after scoring 2 goals midweek, he must be like, it's a great chance for him.
Was he 5%? So I reckon he was probably more than that a few weeks ago. People put him in, and then he hasn't done anything of taking him out. They won't be putting him back in again.
Yeah.
Whereas I haven't had to deal with that. So yeah, I'll either take a punt on him, or I have to do -4 to get him in. So yeah, no, -8 to get him in. So probably just get Martinelli.
It looks like Garnacho is becoming a regular starter now, which as a 4.7.
Has he? I didn't realise that. Yeah.
Well,
I was looking at McTominay.
Well, obviously Sancho's fucked. Anthony's shit.
Mount
but yeah,
as well.
In the Champions League they started Rashford, Garnacho, and Højlund.
Yeah. That it seems like the most like threatening on paper.
Yeah. And he did play 90 last week, but yeah, maybe a bit dodge. All right, lastly, we'll just have a quick look at God, it's all reds. You hate to see it. The podcast league. Jeremy, if you're not in this league, then I haven't put the link in the description, but we'll have to get you in there.
Yeah.
Yeah, still pretty tight. Glenn's top with 691. I'm 40 behind.
691. That's quite. Yeah, that's one of the highest.
Pretty good score. But yeah, like bit of a low scoring week. I mean, for everyone, Sean in second only got 17.
Rising season, got to say.
Edders with the big 47 for the week with Doku. But he's got Van der Ven, Maddison, and Udigi. So like for this week, and Mings is obviously injured, so he's got 4 players in that team who aren't.
I know this is like an extreme case with Spurs, but like there is a lot of mileage in not having 3 players from the same team, even if it's City. It's just like it only takes 1 or 2 injuries to make the whole team dynamic, like change.
Yeah, that's true.
Close, isn't it, between me, you, Greg, and Rye?
Yeah,
well, Rye's
very tight. Rye, I'm waiting for him to capitulate because this is a bit unheard of. And he does make some funny decisions, but also, I mean, 2 Palace, like I say, I mean, Palace keeper and Anderson has paid off big time the last couple of weeks. Well, yeah. I mean,
he's still got his wild card as well, hasn't he? As he keeps saying.
Oh yeah, true. Yeah, I mean, you think, when's he going to use that? Maybe he's got 3 Man City players, so he might need to use it that week when they don't play.
Yeah, that's true.
Or like because the time's running out, innit? You lose that first one, don't you? You don't.
Yeah, you got to use it by game week 19. Yeah, then it resets.
Yeah. But also he's got Tsimikas, Romero, and Gusto. Gusto's become a big fucking issue because
James is back now, and
exactly. He's not starting, and he's hard to get rid of because unless it's for like Maguire, there's not many people around that.
Livramento is the one you could potentially switch.
Yeah, true. Yeah, that is true. Livramento or Maguire. Yes, and then like starts dropping off a bit here. Vanny,
Josh is having a
he just stubbornly just like he's not. He refuses to have Haaland, and he's captaining Højlund every week. I think he's literally. I messaged him in the week. Yeah, he's literally captaining Højlund every week, just waiting for him to bag.
I reckon this could be the week, you know.
It could be. It could be. Yeah. Yeah. But yeah, pretty tight. So let's see how this week goes. Good luck to everyone watching.
Yeah,
we've got a full hour, so we'll
no
yeah, exactly. No, we made up for a couple of lost weeks, and yeah, hopefully we'll go on a solid little consistent run up until Christmas now.
Yeah, man.
But yeah, keep an eye out for my wildcard, bitches. Not wildcard free hit, but yeah. All right.
I was just well, it's not really related for this, but is the match play must be on soon, isn't it? For the darts.
No, I think it starts
or the Grand Slam of darts. It's both of them, isn't it? Before the Worlds.
I think it's the Grand Slam starts on Monday. I think I took a screenshot of the groups because I thought, yeah, there's some pretty tasty groups in there. So yeah, on Monday, obviously, it's all in the build up to the World Champs. We never did do that World Champs podcast, but maybe we could. Maybe this year.
Yeah, now we've got Alfie about. That's at least one more live year.
We could do darts World Champs watch-alongs.
That'd be sick.
Yeah, we could get loads of people involved in that. I reckon we should do it. Yeah.
Oh yeah. Watch this space.
All right, watch this space. Good luck, everyone. Peace out. Catch you next week.
Good luck.
Bye.